Welcome back to the Star Wars Stuff podcast, where we talk about all things Star Wars. My name is James.
I'm Mary.
And yeah, here we are. We're going to talk about some Star Wars stuff. As you can tell, it's going to be a little rough today. That's why the title is literally just Star Wars stuff because I didn't know what else to call it. So, who's this guy? Who is this
I,
guy in our YouTube chat
I
saying
don't
my
know
name?
his name. What's his name?
Okay, is this a reference to Breaking Bad? If this is a reference to Breaking Bad, that's pretty cool. But hello at
Hi,
Adam. How
Adam.
you doing? Can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks. We're gonna be in Space Con in a couple of weeks. Actually, like not this Thursday, but next Thursday we're flying out, right?
Yeah.
That is kind of
Yeah.
crazy. Oh wow. Space Con is coming up.
Less. So, like, what, 10, 11 days, and we'll be on our
Yeah.
way to San Antonio.
Yep, San Antonio. I'm so excited to be back
Yeah.
home, visit the Lone Star State. But before we get started, we have some people to thank. We got to thank our awesome top tier Patreon members. We got Liam McCallion, Kevin Leininger, Devin McCaffrey, Zach Netzel, Maya Morris, Adam Haber, Front Row King, Cam from Indiana, Mariana Atia Arnold, Resk Jedi 27, Alex Blundell, Indiana Solo, BC Dumit, and Sean Smith. Thank you so much for your
Thanks,
contributions and
Sean.
for being a part of our of our Patreon and being a patron. Um, just
You
so you
guys
know, the
should sign
money,
up. Whoever's
yeah,
at
the
the
money,
end gets a special thank you from me because that's always the
yeah,
last name, and I can remember.
exactly. Don't you want to be that last name? So if you sign up now, you'll be the last name on the list, and Mariana will say your name, and then that's how you know that you're very much appreciated. I'm a little mad at you right now, Mary, because you're not wearing your hat right now that we got from
Oh,
the El Capitan. Oh,
hold on,
I
hold
was just
on.
joking. I didn't realize you actually had it there with you.
Are
There
we?
we go.
Is
See,
this our thing now? Or are we just like
this,
twinning forever?
I think so because we're the two who have it on the podcast. So I think we need to brag
David's gonna have
about it to
one.
yeah, but he wasn't really there. You know what I mean? Like we were
He
actually
was
there
I was
to
holding
watch it.
his picture up on my
The,
phone
the whole
the
movie?
entire time. The whole movie.
That's
You didn't see
ridiculous.
me?
No, I did
No,
not. I was too
I
busy
I just
watching
had
the movie.
you know what I should do from now on? I
What
should
should you
get a
do from now on?
framed picture of each of you
Oh,
and stuff.
okay.
I'm just gonna print out a picture and frame it of each of you. And every time I go somewhere, I'm like, you know what? I think James would actually really enjoy this. I'll just take the framed picture and then like set it down with me while we're like hanging out at this place.
Oh my gosh.
Get it a
All right.
coffee. I'm
Okay,
doing
that
it.
might happen. Hold on. All right, just so you okay, Adam just texted me right now. Not a breaking, just that you were about to read the Patreon. Oh my! So he was literally saying, "Say my name," because I'm a Patreon member, and you're
Oh,
about to
that's so
say my
funny.
name. So that's really funny. Just so you know, yeah, at Adam and us are all friends. We're all cool.
I was
Um,
gonna ask Adam if I could tell people where he was. He texted us last night in a
mhm.
group chat or whatnot of like he was on his way home. He was in San Francisco at some point and stuff on his way home and everything. So I was gonna be like, Adam, can I tell people where you were? But yeah, I think
Did
he's
he?
already gone.
Yeah, he's already gone. Oh well,
Womp
maybe
womp womp.
next time we'll talk to him and he'll let us know. He'll let tell everybody where he was. And Mary is gone. So while she's gone, there she goes. So
Sorry, my
some
puppy was like starting to whine.
oh,
I
so
know I was
some
letting him out.
sad news in the world of Star Wars. Mandalorian and Grogu box office dropped 69%, almost 70. Meaning people who were going to go see it and really wanted to watch it watched it. Word of mouth has not gotten around. I will say a lot. There's a lot of like just it feels like I don't know. It feels like people are just wanting this movie to be bad or wanting it to do bad because a friend of mine sent me an article saying it's the worst Star Wars movie ever made. Like Star Wars has gotten so bad right now, and I'm like, it was really great. Like I enjoyed it, and I will say there's a lot of critics out there. Have your own opinion, but don't tell people not to go watch a movie because you didn't like it. You know what I mean? Let people go watch it and have their own opinion. But anyways, yeah. So Mandalorian Grogu did drop in the box office. It's only made about $246 million, which is pretty good. It's made its budget back, but they also have to
Well,
account for yeah.
it made
What?
its budget in making the movie.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it.
but the promotions, everything, billboards, bus signs, all that, and everything costs a lot of money. Trailers, events, sending your cast and crew on events does cost money. So yeah, it's. I read somewhere it may have to make a couple of hundred more million to break even. So
Do you know how long the run is in the theater?
I don't know. I think it's only
Hmm.
gonna probably until Toy Story or before Toy Story comes out. And
When does
then
Moana come out?
Moana's at the end of the I think it's in November if I'm not mistaken.
That makes
But
sense.
yeah, so sad news. Mandalorian and Grogu is you're gonna hear it from all your friends. They're gonna be like, it was a disaster, it bombed, your movie did terrible. At least that's what some people told me. And I'm like, I didn't make the movie. I'm just a fan of the movie. But
A
yeah, I
lot
think
of
it's a
like
shame.
a lot of my non-Star Warsy friends, like some of my Star Wars friends, they had some like issues with it because it was like, oh man, this movie was like didn't have the lore, didn't have enough of like connectivity and stuff like that. And I heard that really across the board, like on people from the podcast, people outside the podcast that were Star Wars fans and stuff. And then the non-Star Wars fans were really lost. It felt like,
Mm,
based off of, like, everybody who was, like, talking to me about it, people who are not Star Wars fans were like, I don't understand what the big deal is about Rada. Like, who cares? So who his dad is, like, his dad's dead kinda thing, you know? And they didn't really I have friends who haven't even seen season 1 or 2 of or 3 of The Mandalorian, and they went to go see the movie because 'cause they're like, "Oh, it's a Star Wars movie, it's a fun kids movie," things like that, and they were just so lost the entire time and stuff because they didn't get to see Din and Grogu's relationship develop. Um, so it felt kinda like Disney and Dave everyone was trying to create a movie that would appeal to both and ended up not really hitting the mark fully for anyone, kinda
yeah.
thing.
Well, then you got to remember there are some people who probably still think Grogu is Baby Yoda, that he is the younger
Yeah,
version of Yoda. You still have people who don't understand where in the timeline this
yeah.
takes place at all. So it is,
I'll be
and
honest, I'm a little confused where it is in the timeline. Is this pre season 2 of Ahsoka or post
yeah,
season 2 of Ahsoka?
again, yeah, we have no idea what Ahsoka how that lines up with what we're doing here.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I think maybe Ahsoka season 2 was pushed back to give Mandalorian and Grogu enough time to where in season 2 of Ahsoka it might be revealed, oh, this is actually before the events of Mandalorian and Grogu, and you don't want to confuse audiences because Star Wars does jump around, and it does
Well,
even the Clone Wars episodes are
I don't
everywhere.
know.
So.
Eve in Dave's like interviews about Ahsoka, he was like, "Yeah, we're post edit, we're like editing, we're doing all that." It sounds like they had to do some reshoots, that they
Mhm.
ran into some issues and stuff like that. So I'm really curious if it has anything to do with anything or both projects are so separated now and they just maybe there's just too much on their plate or they have
I
just too
think
many ideas.
I think it's too many ideas for how much money and time Disney is willing to spend on these things. And I have a feeling hearing interviews with John Favreau where he said like he had a season 4 and then they had to pivot and he just wrote this original story and that's the movie
Mhm.
they shot. It almost feels like yeah, this movie was a one-off story that I think Disney was like, we need a movie out very, very soon. We need something that we need to get people back
It
in
wasn't
theaters
even
for Star
Disney.
Wars.
It was Lucasfilm. Lucasfilm went to them and was like, "Hey, we haven't had a movie in a long time. We need a movie. Can you make a movie out of these characters? Like, can
Hmm.
you just readapt season 4 and stuff?" So it wasn't even Disney. I think
Oh, so
especially yeah, like Bob Iger was like, "We need to slow down on all this. We're oversaturating it and stuff like that. Everyone's getting Marvel fatigue, Star Wars fatigue, etc." You know?
it's funny that it happened to both franchises at the same exact time. Like it's really funny that they, Star Wars had 2017, no 2015 and 2017 where they were just like it was Star Wars everything. And then
Mm-hmm.
after the divisiveness of Last Jedi, it was like, okay, then maybe we got to play it safe, bring in J.J. Abrams, and he finishes off the trilogy, which I still enjoy. I still love The Rise of Skywalker. And then you get to Marvel, and then it was almost like Marvel, Disney, and Lucasfilm just got a little lazy, and they were like, "Oh,
Mm.
we're just printing money right now. Like everyone is giving us our money, their money. There's no way we're going. This is going to be
Oh, it
better.
is our money. We are the
Yeah,
ones. We're giving all the money. It is
yeah,
our
it
money.
is our money. Yeah, and so I feel like they just said they're gonna watch anything. Who cares how it looks, how bad it is? They're gonna come and watch it. And you
I
look
don't
at some of the
know.
projects with Marvel, and Marvel's doing the whole thing where it's like, oh yeah, everything you saw between Endgame and now has no bearing,
Thanks,
nothing.
Jonathan.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
yeah,
This is why you need to
and
teach your kids to keep their hands to themselves as they grow up.
and then we have Star Wars, which started to do really well with on TV because they launched Disney Plus with Mandalorian. Like that was the big draw, was that there's a new Star Wars TV show on Disney Plus. And then it was great, but then you started to just get more. Than Book of Boba Fett comes in, and Book of Boba Fett does what it does. Obi-Wan Kenobi comes in, Obi-Wan Kenobi does what it does, and then you get Ahsoka season 1. And it's just there was so much going on. I think it was too much. I think it was too much for people to really just take their time to watch all of these shows. Like I knew some people who were like, "Who were the twins? Where were the twins introduced? The Huts?" And I'm like, "That was in Book
Oh,
of Boba
yeah.
Fett." They're like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, that was in book. Yeah, they're there in the Book of Boba Fett." And if you didn't watch it, you have no idea who these people are. I it is a little, it is getting to the point with Star Wars where you do need to know what's going on in order to fully understand the
It's
story
too
and where we
connected.
are. It's too connected, and I feel like Star Wars and Lucasfilm doing like, oh, anybody can come in and watch this. Like I remember Kathleen Kennedy famously saying before Ahsoka season 1, "Oh yeah, anybody can come in and you don't have to watch Rebels to understand what's going on in Ahsoka season 1." And then you watch Ahsoka season 1 and you're like, "Oh my gosh, if you hadn't watched Rebels, you have no idea what's going on. Like
No
you have no
idea.
idea who Ezra is, you have no idea who Thrawn is, why they're there, nothing. You don't understand the relationships between them." Is Maui okay over there? Yeah, I see you keep
Yeah,
looking. Is he okay?
he just can't decide if he wants to be in the office today or if he doesn't. So I also like to like close my office door
Hmm.
and everything and behind the scenes.
If you're watching
He
us on YouTube, you see Mary is just going in and out of frame, turning off her mic, turning on her mic. Do you need
I'm
to
just
go? Do
trying
you
to
need to go figure out
no, I
this or?
don't. He has decided he is gonna sleep on the ground. Like, let me tell
Hmm.
you, there's like 4 beds in here for him and a
Okay.
blankie. He's
Hmm.
decided he's gonna sleep in the entryway between the hallway and the door so that I
I
cannot
guess,
close the door to my office.
or in his way to let you know he doesn't want you to be in the
No locked
office.
doors. No
Yeah.
locked doors.
But yeah, I feel like with Star Wars now, there was a lot that came out. There was a lot that was going, that if you didn't watch one of these things, you were going to be lost. There's none of this. It's not just 9 movies anymore. It's not
Yeah.
just the Clone Wars. It's Clone Wars, Rebels, Bad Batch, Mandalorian, Ahsoka. Like all of that is tied together. And if you don't watch
Yeah.
those, you're going to be super lost. And it's very
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Like I remember someone after they watched Ahsoka season 1, they were like, why is Hayden Christensen in like this whole like non-Jedi clothes and stuff and everything? I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, in
Mm.
the blue and red. And I was like, that's what he wears during battles in Clone Wars. And they're like, what do you mean? That's he didn't wear that. And I was like, yeah, he did. So like so many people were so confused even by the flashbacks
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff,
which
you know?
and
So
it is weird to think that the cartoon that came out in 2008 and onward, and that was like, okay, it's just a Star Wars cartoon, who cares? It became a huge important piece of the puzzle to where
yeah.
Mandalorian and Grogu is still referencing the Clone Wars. Because of the
Well,
Clone
that's
Wars, you get
because Dave's
Rebels.
in
Yeah,
charge.
yeah, Dave
Dave was
Filoni's
in
in
charge of
charge.
creative, and it's his
And
baby.
And that's the funny. Everyone was like, Dave Filoni needs to be in charge. Dave Filoni's like, all right, he's in charge now, so he's telling the
No,
story, and everyone's like, oh, but we don't know this. We don't understand this part. It's like, well, what did you have to know? It's funny. You have to watch all these things now to understand what's happening to fully enjoy it. Like for someone like you and I, and who watch Mandalorian and Grogu, we've seen everything already. So Mandalorian
someone like you
Grogu
and
made
I who have watched every piece of Star Wars. I don't
yes.
think there's anything between the two of us separately have not seen
I
and
haven't seen the
stuff.
Ewok movies.
Calm down.
I'm just saying.
Calm down.
I'm gonna be honest as a Star Wars fan. I have not seen the Ewok movies,
Well,
but
you're missing out on life.
shut your mouth. But but you're right. Like people like you and I have seen everything Star Wars. So for us watching Mandalorian and Grogu, it was like we understood every single thing that was happening. We understood the references. We understood who was who, what was what. We understood the relationships between everybody. If you're
And
just going in as a Star Wars fan, you're not gonna get it. Like
well,
as not
here's
a
the
Star Wars fan,
thing.
as just somebody who's never seen that, you're not gonna get it.
If you have only seen the movies, if you've only seen really like if you just know things by people talking about it and just like pop culture references, you're not going to enjoy anything that's coming out from the year of what 2020,
Mhm.
2021 moving forward. You're just not and stuff.
And
You don't know enough and it's way too much gone. I'm not saying people shouldn't watch it and that they couldn't watch all of it. Trust me, I've had friends who have gone through all of it in like a 2-year span and were able
mhm,
to catch up. But it's a lot. It's a lot of lore. It's a lot of content. What's interesting to me is like you and I had the highest rating for Mando and Grogu in our podcast group
mhm.
and stuff. I think everyone in the podcast enjoyed it, enjoyed different aspects of it and stuff like that. I think David had to watch it 3 times before he could really like say he really liked this movie and stuff. But I think for people like us who don't have a lot of expectations when it comes to Star Wars, like I think between you and I, we both just really enjoy when there's Star Wars. Like we're just
Mhm.
grateful that there's Star Wars. We get to learn something new. We have that kind of mindset of like, well, let's see what it is. I don't think that's the casual Star Wars fan. I think Star Wars fans are really well known for having expectations and very specific standards that need to be met by Star Wars. And I
Yeah.
think because they know the fans are like this one, it's very well known that a lot of directors and writers and people will not do Star Wars for the fear of having to deal with the fans and the backlash of it. But secondly, like it causes the people who will do it to overthink it. And then it causes the people who are in charge of overseeing what's being made and editing it down and moving it down the right path and the connectivity and all these things, also overthinking it and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it gets so muddled for trying to find this balance between the casual fan, creating a fan, and the super fan, right?
Yeah.
I think the super fans are not okay with like, um, you know, having those little moments like the Dejarik match. It's not enough, you know? It's just not. Having
Y
these, like, comeback throwaway lines is not
yeah.
enough.
I saw this guy on TikTok. He's been doing a bunch of these videos. I gotta get his name and put him and show because he's been putting together these videos where he's like talking as Din Djarin, and he's like, "Come on, Grogu, we're on Tatooine. We need to look for something here. Wait, whose grave is this? Shmi Skywalker." And then like you hear the Mandalorian thing, but it's like all out of key. And he's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, we're on Tatooine. We need to go get some supplies. What's this place? Watto's workshop." And then like, he was like, this is what some of those fans were dying for in this movie. And it
Yeah.
wasn't that movie. And like he even goes like, he's like, "We're on our next mission. Oh, hello, Han Solo. And who are you?"
Yeah.
Ben Solo. And like, and then I'm not
Well,
gonna throw anyone out there, but there's somebody who thinks that R2D2 is there
we talked about
during
it on
the
the last one. We
yeah,
already know
yeah,
it's Craig.
it's Craig. But he's like, it better be R2D2. And I was like, why? Like that doesn't add anything. Like if R2D2's there and Luke Skywalker's there, why didn't we see him it's not. I don't. So some fans were looking for that
Yeah.
connectivity to the original trilogy, and
I
I, for
think I think Dave and Lucasfilm need to just commit. They need to just create a movie with all of that and stuff like
Mhm.
that. They need to create a movie for a super fan who needs to have this connectivity and lore and like these tie-ins and stuff like that. And then they need to create separate movies where it's like Starfighter. It's a completely brand new story. No one needs to know anything. We don't know anything. We don't need to know anything. And that one is what's going to create new fans and stuff, but they can't keep doing this middle of the ground because now they're just pissing everybody off, you know? And then that's it's I mean, it's true. It's like reflected in the numbers, right? At the end of the day, they're not making any money off of it because they're trying to stay so neutral. And it's like, dude, just commit one way or the other. Either go haul in and bring Luke, Leia, and Han back together, or, do something completely new.
yeah. Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah, it's like there's so many. There, I agree 100%, but also what would be really funny is you make that movie, you make that
Hmm.
story where you bring in Luke, you bring in Han, you bring in Leia, you bring in a young Ben Solo, and all you're gonna have is people going like, "Why can't you do anything new? Why can't you create a whole new original story without relying on all of it?" And I feel like with Star Wars, there is no winning with Star
There
Wars.
isn't because as fans we're way too divided.
Yeah,
We're
we're
way
way
too
too divided.
divided.
You
But
have
that's
some fans.
okay.
Oh,
It's 100%
absolutely.
okay. It's
Yeah,
just then now you tell the people who want new content and stuff will be like, this isn't for you. Wait your turn. You either
yeah.
can go into this and enjoy the nostalgia because I think that's the other part. I don't think they gave us accurate expectations. I hope
Well,
everyone's enjoying the hot mess express that I am today right now.
yeah. If you're watching on YouTube, she's fighting for her
I just
life over
I
here.
just lost a headphone. Um but yeah, it's like, okay, this one's not for you. It's okay. Don't worry about it. We're having something coming your way. It's like you have to announce both kinds of projects at the same time. You know what? Why are we not running this? Why are we not
Be-
running Lucasfilm? We've got it.
because you know why we're not running it, because we're gonna make somebody mad. We're gonna make somebody mad. They're gonna say they don't know what they're doing,
I don't care. I'll
and
make
then
people mad all day.
But it is funny to think like there were fans who wanted something new, and then when we got something new, they were like, "I want something old." And then when you start to do those like connective pieces and that nostalgia thing, you have people going like, "Well, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why? Like, don't rely on nostalgia." So, which brings me to now Starfighter, which is coming out next year in 2027. Um, what is Mandalorian and Grogu do to Starfighter now? Does Disney and Lucasfilm, do they rethink about how they're going to promote this movie? I
That's
think
100% what
yes.
I hope they take from it. I really
I
hope that's what they take away from
I
this.
I think they need to say, "Oh, hey, we need to really think about how to get fans into Star Wars again." I mean, I don't know. We'll never know, but could they have made more money with how they promoted the film, Mandalorian and Grogu? Most likely. Could they have made more
I
money with the way they showed it, the way they maybe could have made some more money on how they promoted the film, to the point. And I will say there were some people who had no idea this was a movie, like people who did not know this was a movie. A lot of people thought this was just another season of the
See,
show.
I heard that too. I heard so many people going like, when is it going to drop on Disney Plus? And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I was like,
What
well,
do
it's
you
got to go
mean?
to the theaters first. And they're like, they're going to show the season in the theaters. Do I have to go every week? And I'm like, what do you mean?
Like, it's a movie. And
Yeah.
and I think a lot of people, and I blame Disney for that, they did not put that out there. They did not say this is a movie, and this is, they should have just led with all of that. Like, this is a movie, this is like, we should have gotten that. I mean, I
This is what they
hate
should have done
them
at the Super Bowl. This is what they should have taken that Super Bowl time to do and
instead of
stuff,
that.
you know?
That Yeah, I agree. I agree. I'm gonna go back, and David agrees with me. We need to get that Black Friday trailer drop.
Ooh.
Like, we need that type of hype. That trailer, that Millennium Falcon flying through the air trailer came out a year and a month from when The Force Awakens came out. And it was incredible. That teaser trailer was absolutely incredible. We heard Andy Serkis's voice. We
Yeah.
saw Poe. We saw Rey. We saw Finn. We saw the
Is
cross. What
is
did you see
kid
that?
okay?
No, it was you didn't
Oh.
see the.
No,
I
I
did a
was
thumbs up.
fidgeting with my pen.
Oh, of course you were, but we saw the lightsaber, and then we saw the Millennium Falcon, and then it was like coming in December of 2015. And it was like, oh my gosh, we have to wait that long. That is what they need for Star Wars again. They need that level of hype to get us excited again,
Yeah.
and they did not do that for
I
Mandalorian and
mean,
Grogu.
if you were a fan and you were in Japan, you knew
Oh yeah,
and stuff. But I mean, how many of us actually went to Japan? There were not
just
a lot of us from the US there.
no.
There was a lot of people from Australia, a lot of people from everywhere, not a lot of people from the US, which is wild because US has the biggest fan base.
Hmm.
So unless you were if you were a super fan and you went to Japan, then yeah, you got to know, or you were friends with someone who went to Japan, and then they're sending you all the deets like via message and stuff. So
Yeah.
I agree. I think what I really hope that they take away from this for Starfighter was, so number one, I don't think Starfighter is going to need that kind of help. Sean Levy loves to do promotions, loves to do interviews. I mean, while he was like filming and editing and stuff like that, he was talking about it. He is a free flow of information. Ryan Gosling too. He loves to do the press tours. He loves to talk about projects, things like that, and they're super open about it.
Hmm.
I do not feel like John and Dave are the same. I feel like they're a lot more reserved because I think people really try to crack them to give real information outside of this and stuff like that. So they
Hmm.
cannot be free flowing with info, you know, versus Sean and Ryan. I think we already know Tom Cruise was there. We know there's going to be a lightsaber battle. We know Amy
Yeah.
Adams is in it. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
we've already gotten a plethora of information to the general public, and a lot of people who are maybe not Star Wars fans, who are, what was Sean promoting at the time? Was it Stranger Things?
I think it was this final season of Stranger Things.
Yeah, I thought he had another project at the time. I mean, if you're listening, let us know. But he was promoting something outside of Star Wars, and they asked him a Star Wars question, and he's like, "Yep, here you go. Here's the info." So I think the general Star Wars public and outside of the general Star Wars public already know tidbits about Starfighter for us to be excited about it. I mean,
And
we were excited for that before we were excited for Mando.
yeah, we were. Yeah, exactly. Because it was really shocking to hear Ryan Gosling say, "Oh yeah, I wasn't on set that day, and I found out that Tom Cruise showed up and he helped film a lightsaber battle." And we were just like, "You just gave us all this information, just like that."
Willy-nilly.
Abrams, Johnson, Filoni, Favreau never would
Never.
have said that. They would have that would
They're
have
not
come
media
out.
sweethearts.
That would have come out maybe like right before the movie came out, or even after the
Maybe
movie came out. They would say like, "Oh, by the way, this happened," and we've been like, "Whoa,
maybe
that's so cool."
maybe Ryan Gosling is our Tom Holland. And they're gonna start like he's not allowed to go alone.
Yeah, you're not allowed
Someone's
to
got to
go
stretch
anywhere.
him.
I would love that he was there in Japan. That was such a great
Yeah.
reveal when Ryan Gosling showed up, and then the fact that he was then Kathleen Kennedy was like, "Oh, do you want to see the picture your mother sent me?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, by the way," he was like, "My mother kept my bed sheets when I was a kid, and it was Star Wars bed sheets." And you just
Super cute.
seeing that made everybody realize, "Oh, this dude has been in it. Like he has been a Star Wars fan
Yeah.
for his whole life." And plus it's Ryan Gosling. I mean, the dude, he's he's a great actor. And I'm like,
Agreed, but he's an expensive actor. So how much is this movie gonna cost? So because like that's the other thing. Like me and David were talking about, if you guys listened to the last podcast and live, is like, where's all the money going? Why are we spending millions and millions and millions of dollars on Star Wars movies? And my thought process on it is going to these really big names. Pedro Pascal ain't cheap. Sigourney Weaver,
Pep,
she ain't cheap.
nope.
Zeb ain't cheap.
Zeb
Like
is not cheap. Yeah.
no, Ryan Gosling, he's not cheap. Amy Adams, she's not cheap. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna spend so much more money, which makes it so much hard to recoup alone on just using specific talent like this.
But the talent for Starfighter is absolutely insane. Yeah, you did mention Ryan Gosling and Amy Adams, which those two names alone can bring people in. But you also got Matt
Can
Smith
they?
and Mia Goth. Ryan Gosling can bring people in. Like he can
I
bring
don't
people into
know.
a theater.
I think he'll bring in a
Project
couple of
Hail Mary,
girlies. Okay,
Project
but
Hail
Project Hail Mary
Mary
was good.
murdered. Yeah.
Yeah, but not because it was Ryan Gosling in it, because it's a good story.
I think it was a perfect storm. It was you had good directors, Lord and Miller, you had Ryan Gosling, and you had an incredible source material to go off of. That was a perfect storm of things that they were able to use, and it made a lot of money. Starfighter, the same thing. You have Sean Levy, you have Ryan Gosling, and you have a story that is not tied to anything right now. It's a completely original Star Wars movie separated from everything else. Which, by the way, they better promote it that way
Yeah,
because then people are gonna be
create
like,
clear
"Where
expectations.
where does this?" And I hope Filoni figures that out for this, is to kind of give us a timeline and say, "Okay, Rey Skywalker is now the head of the Jedi. This is 15 years after that, or 10 years after Episode
That's what they
9."
need. That's what they need. They need a crawl
Yeah,
with that information.
they need a
Because
they
imagine,
need.
yeah,
Mhm.
if they got a crawl with that info. And so as you're about to watch this movie, it, like David says, it puts you in the right mindset and
I
stuff.
agree. And I get it. I get it 100%, the creative idea of like, no, we want the episodic films to stand on their own. We want these stories and these adventures to be their own thing. We want to make sure there's a good separation between them. But it's like, what makes Star Wars so good is knowing, like, when the movie starts, you know what is happening. You know who the good guys are, you know who the bad guys are. And then once it starts, once the plot begins, and you go, oh, okay, now we're going from here. Like episode two's opening crawl is incredible because it has to set up a lot for that movie. And it starts and you go, oh, she's on her way to the planet. And then she gets blown up. And you go, oh my gosh, she got blown up by the separatists that we just read about in the thing. And then the movie goes from there.
Yeah.
Star Wars needs an opening crawl. And I hate to say it, we got used to it. We got used to it.
Yeah.
We had 9 movies that told us what we were about to watch. 9
Yeah.
movies that bridge the gap between the previous
The
movie
times.
yeah. We
Exactly.
need
I
that.
agree. Yeah, I mean, I really hope, okay, I think like these are my key takeaways for Starfighter. I hope
Do
they
it.
create clear expectations from the get-go for anybody who's going to go watch it. So like all these girly pops that love Ryan Gosling are going to see him, understand like, oh, this is Star Wars. This is what this is. This is what this story is going to be about and stuff. And
Yeah.
you don't need to know anything else. You just need to go buy your popcorn and watch him, you know? Um, and I hope for like the Star Wars fans, it's like, hey, this is a whole new story. You don't got to worry about a Skywalker. You don't got to worry about a Mandalorian. You don't got to worry about anything. Like a skeleton crew, right?
Hmm.
No connection there. Everyone wanted to find some weird connection and stuff, but there was none, and we were kind of all okay with it and
Hmm.
stuff, you know? So really clear expectations for anyone and everyone.
Agreed.
Advertising and media and like use whoever you want. Like people bring it up all the time to me till this day. Like, oh, they use so many influencers. They use so many influencers and they're not using like real media outlets. And I'm like, no, like those are real media outlets. Those are fandoms and fans. They just created a platform around this and gained traction and stuff. It's marketing. It's marketing 101. You don't invite someone who is going to not talk well about you and stuff when you're trying to
Hmm.
make money here, right? At the end of the day, I think everyone needs to understand like it's a business and stuff. Star Wars is a business and stuff. I don't care who they use, but start it early so there is not this like 24-hour, I mean, what was it? Like a 72-hour block where it was just overload on every social media of like, I'm going to the premiere. I'm going to an event in Lucas at the ranch. I'm going to Disneyland. I'm going to this. This is a popcorn bucket. This is my out, you know what I mean? Like I'm so happy. I would love to see all those things. I get inspired by all those things. But just in like that 72-hour block, it was an overload and stuff.
Mhm.
And it made it feel very unauthentic for fans and stuff like that because like, oh, this is not their experiences and stuff like that. Or like, hey, Lucasfilm invited us along so that we can share all these info for you guys. Send us questions, send us this, and we'll try to get what you guys need, right?
Mhm.
How much of a better approach that would have been for everybody involved. So, marketing 101.
Marketing. Yep. I agree. They need to like I think Mandalorian and Grogu will make Lucasfilm change how they're going to promote Starfighter. Like I think
Yeah.
that's going to be the biggest. And then but I have a feeling I have a really good feeling about how they're going to promote the movie based off of like we said what Sean Levy and Ryan Gosling are already
Oh,
saying
yeah.
about the movie. I have a
They're going
feeling
to tour early.
they're gonna tour early. They're not gonna give us this whole mystery box, like, oh, we're trying to keep it a secret. We're trying to keep it. I feel like that's not a good thing when it comes to Star Wars. Like us Star Wars fans, we wanna be hyped. We don't want to be
Yeah.
we don't want spoilers, but we want to be hyped. We want to be
Yeah.
excited about things.
Well,
And
think about it. People love mystery boxes, right? But they love the
yeah,
mystery box and the blind boxes because you don't know what's going to be inside, but you can see all your options on the outside of the box,
yeah,
right?
that's
We
true.
want to know what our options are. We want to have clear expectations of what could be inside the box. And then when we go to open the box, you get
We're
the
like,
pink
oh, hey, we got
Labubu.
this. This was great. We got a
Yeah, look at
Labubu.
this.
We're bringing it back
Look,
from last year.
this is my blind box Bluey. I was
Oh
very
my
excited
gosh.
when I got her.
That's
You know what I mean?
adorable. No,
Exactly.
100%. And that's how they need to promote this movie coming out because what they're doing is not working. And
What does Craig say?
uh-oh,
What did Craig
this
say?
show stinks with who's this guy? I don't know who this guy is. What's he doing in here?
You know what? Let's
But
block him.
yeah, we're gonna block him so he can't comment anymore on any of our stuff. No, I was kidding. If you're
How do I
listening to
do
us, it
it?
was Craig.
No,
It
no,
was
I'm
no, no,
totally
no, 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 no.
blocking
We're
you,
not.
Craig.
No, no. Because if you do it, he can't come back on ever. So no, don't block him.
You can't
It's
unblock
Craig.
him later? I
I'm
know it's
not gonna
Craig.
block him. I'm not gonna block him.
You think I would out loud say I'm going to block somebody if it wasn't Craig?
I don't know. You just said it out loud.
I know, because I know it's Craig. Craig, we're
Mm.
blocking you in our hearts.
But yeah, yeah, better promotion, better posters. Because a friend of mine, she sent
No,
me
no,
a
no, no. The
message.
Mandalorian posters are so sick. You're
The
crazy.
that teaser poster, that first teaser
I thought
poster
that
they
was cool
dropped
too.
was a little like I was like, I don't know, man. For okay, so let me tell you this: for you and I, that works. For everyone else, like I said, my friend who's not a Star Wars fan was like, I thought it was a joke poster when they first saw, and
That's
I
pretty
looked
great.
at it. I looked at it. And I was like, I can kind of see where somebody who wasn't aware of what it was would be like, what is this? This doesn't make any sense. I feel like they need to really make this one work. And I'm going to make this prediction right now. We're not getting any new Star Wars, like any new announcements for a Star Wars show or a movie between now and Starfighter. We might get the Darth Maul release date for season 2. Oh, Maui's here. That is a big dog. If you're
You
watching
know
this on
what?
YouTube,
This is
like I
Maui.
never realized how big he was because you would send us pictures and I had an
And he's so
idea of
little.
what he looked like. But no, he's taking up almost the whole frame there when he's taking up almost your entire body. Oh my gosh.
I think this is just easier than me having to trying to wrangle him in. He's just
Well,
gonna sit.
if you're listening to us on Apple or Spotify, head over to YouTube and you'll be able to see Mary holding
He's cute
Maui.
though.
Yeah,
He's a really cute boy.
he's a very cute dog, but he's huge. But what was I saying? Talking about
The poster
oh,
looking like a joke.
the poster looking like a joke. I lost my train of thought. Sorry, Maui was just totally
Maui, what do you
distracted me.
think? Poster's a joke? You know what? I'll say this. I'm actually happy that was the first poster they released because I think maybe that's why I think all the other ones look so good.
Yeah, and they're
I
still
saw
dropping
like,
banger posters, still to
yeah,
this
where
day,
were
they're still dropping them.
you know what? If they had just done this, if they had just dropped a new poster every week or every other week, once a month
It
from
makes
the
too
time
much
they
sense.
announced it,
It
it
makes
makes
way
too
too
much
much
sense.
sense. It
We
makes
would have been getting
way
so excited.
and like
We,
like even dropping the album and like here's a couple of songs from the
yeah.
album from the movie. We're like,
The
okay, this
Sakari
sounds good.
song, people would have
Dude,
been wild in.
that that song is amazing. I
It
wrote in the
is.
article, make sure you're gonna be hearing it in clubs. I'm pretty sure you're
Mhm.
gonna be hearing it in clubs now because that song slaps. I just said
You'll
slaps.
hear
What
it
am
at
I,
Mosh
Gen
Isley for
Z?
sure.
Oh, most definitely hear it
I
there.
don't think they say that anymore. No one says
Hey,
slaps
it's
anymore.
just,
I'm pretty
but
sure that's such a millennial thing.
you know what? I will say this. Okay, so that movie, Disclosure Day comes out while we're in
Oh yeah.
SpaceCon, actually.
I know. I think we're
Um,
trying to figure out what day we're gonna go see it all together.
yeah, I really want to see this movie. I already read a review, or not a review, but I already read that they're saying there's already early reviews out for this movie, meaning people have already watched it and they're already building hype for this film. It's Steven Spielberg, in case you don't know, and I'm like, that's great. I'm excited because they've said this is one of Spielberg's best movies in 20 years. And I'm like, I've loved pretty much every movie he's made in the last 20 years. So that's exciting to think that there's a movie that's really, really good that has coming out. I'm hyped. Star Wars needed to do that with Mandalorian and Grogu. Star Wars needed to have these early reviews. Star Wars needed to have this hype level, which they did not do for Mandalorian and Grogu.
Dude, you know what? The more I think about it, it's like I don't even think I needed that because unfortunately what we saw from the reviews were not great. So I would have
Yeah.
been really concerned. So I think it's smart that they actually didn't do that because I don't think like everything they did with this movie screamed we're not confident about this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like they didn't promote it on time. I think like 4 months ago, I was all like, I'm excited for this movie. I just wish the people who were making this movie were excited for this movie,
Yeah.
you know? And I think like that was pretty spot on in the fact of like reviews were not great. So if they had released all that stuff early, had a lot more reviews early on, I think less people would have gone because that information would have circulated so much longer and so quickly and
Yeah, it's
stuff
true.
that it probably wouldn't have done as well as it even did. But I think like the poster idea would have been great if they dropped a poster once a month. Every month, every single Star Wars podcast fan would be waiting for that poster so that they can blow it up, dissect every single inch of it and stuff, and have really fun podcasts about like, who do you think this is? Who do you think that is? This looks like a really cool creature. This, oh my God, are those the twins? How are they going to play a part in this? What is this snake? Why is, like, why is he reaching for his helmet? If like one of the posters was just him reaching up for the helmet, you
Oh, that would've
know?
been amazing. Yeah, we all been like, "What is that? What does that mean?" And, okay, I'm gonna
Exactly.
say I wanna point this out to the listeners who are like, just to point it out, I loved this movie. Like, this
Uh,
movie was so much fun to watch. Like I said, I saw it twice, and I loved it both times, and I'm just sad that it didn't do as well as it should have done in the box office. I feel like this movie should have made millions upon millions of dollars, but I feel
Yeah.
like Disney and Lucasfilm didn't believe in it, and they should have because it's a fun movie. It's an absolute fun, cute, action-packed, and
Yeah.
heartwarming movie. Like, and that's enough. The action in the movie, and I wrote it in my article, is it's insane how action-packed this movie
Oh
is.
yeah.
I was
Brennan and Latif
blown
great.
away. Oh, they were awesome. They were
Mhm.
the fights, the gun fights, the stunts. I was like, this is, and the visual effects were amazing. Like, it was all around a great family fun adventure Star Wars movie. And it's just a bummer that they couldn't figure out a way to promote this movie. And I have a feeling on streaming it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna do
Oh
great
yeah,
numbers. People are
so
gonna be like,
rewatchable.
"Oh my gosh, let's watch The Mandalorian and Grogu again," and it's gonna be like, "Why didn't y'all go see this in the theaters?" So yeah,
Well, also the other big part of it is like the economy is not doing great right now.
that's true. I've been
You know?
hearing some horrible things about coming in the next couple of weeks with our economy, and it's like, oh
Yeah.
boy. So things are
The,
things are getting rough, and unfortunately, yeah. If you have a choice between which is weird that we're saying this in America, if you have a choice between filling up your car or buying food or going to the movies are not even an option. Like you don't even
correct.
consider going to the movies anymore, and you can't you can't do that whole thing anymore where you bring your whole family to the film. You can't because now taking your whole family to the movies over $100. So
Well, the reality of it is like we're already paying for Disney Plus as a household, right?
mhm,
Because they want everyday content and stuff to fill their time because when the economy is bad, you eat out less, so you do a lot of at home, cooking, you do your grocery shopping and groceries at least I mean, I can only speak for California. California groceries wild. Gas wild. So you're not going to spend the money on gas to like go out to the movies. You're
that's
not going to
true.
buy popcorn and drinks. You're going to buy, a bag of like microwave popcorn at home. You're already paying for Disney Plus and it's eventually going to get there. So the reality is it's not like we're not going to watch it. We just have to wait to watch it because
Yeah.
we're already paying for a service that's going to provide it for me and stuff. And you're right. It's like over $100. Like me and my husband will go, we'll try to do early morning for matinees because it's a little cheaper. But
Yeah.
we really believe in the theaters and we really believe in like art and movie and cinema and stuff like that. So we always will buy popcorn and a drink and like a snack and stuff to help support that economy in that system.
Mhm.
But we also know like not everyone can do that.
No.
Like,
And it's
we
just
don't
2
have
of y'all
kids.
too,
I don't got
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. We don't have kids. We don't have to feed anyone other than this little monster.
Same with
So,
my wife and I. We don't have any kids. We have a dog who is weirdly costs a lot of money as well. And yeah, I agree 100%. And Adam Locke Turtle Man on YouTube, great
yeah.
name and
Hi, Adam.
great profile pic. He says, well over $100 for my family of four. Enjoyed it, but will wait till it's on Disney Plus before I see it again, which is
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm pretty. I
Even the
guarantee
fact that you
you.
went to go see it in a theater is good on you,
Yeah, that's
you know?
incredible, and I guarantee you when it drops on Disney Plus, like a week later, they're gonna say it was the most streamed movie ever on Disney Plus. It's people are like it's gonna do insanely well on Disney Plus,
Yeah.
unfortunately, and
Also,
yeah,
people are probably still broke from trying to buy celebration tickets and celebration merch.
yeah, it's
You know
true.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah, because
if
that was
I
oh
between May the 4th and everything that dropped there, um, the movie coming out, celebration tickets, getting a hotel if you're gonna be at Celebration because those blocks of hotels and hotel prices are just going up, and I've been hearing, like, horror stories. Someone was telling me today, like, they, had friends who were getting Airbnbs out here in LA for Celebration, and then when the Airbnb hosts realized, like, what was going on, they would cancel and then rebook, like, force them
oh
to rebook at a higher rate,
oh that
you
makes me
know?
so mad.
So, I'm sure people are dealing with that, and they're broke from
Ugh.
that too, like, people who do have, like, the money and really love Star Wars. We all just paid a whole lot of money for a lot of things, you know?
Yeah, that's very true. And as much as I love that they released it in the summer, getting back to the summer
Mhm.
blockbuster, the sun that with Jaws and Star Wars created back in the 70s, and it was like that's cool, you know. But at the same time, it's like, man, they had three movies, four that came out in December, and all four of those movies killed it when they came
Mhm.
out. I mean, even
People
though
had more
people didn't
money then.
Peop that's another thing, the economy wasn't that bad during that time, we had more money, but the
Well,
Christmas
also
block for Star Wars
yeah.
was really good.
Well, people also are more okay with putting things on their credit card and stuff like that because they're already spending so much during Christmas time
Mhm.
and stuff. Like, so people are a little bit more free flowing with their money. Also, people during Christmas time, one of the greatest gifts you can give someone is a movie gift card, movie
Yeah,
tickets. Like, I
movie ticket
love
yeah.
when people, Yeah, I love when people give me gift cards because then I can use it for like experiences. You know, it's like, oh, here's a gift card to the theater. Great. I get to have a movie night. I get to go to the
There we
theater for
go.
a night. Exactly. So I know that happens a lot of time during like that block of time. So
And also it's the whole like, oh, we just open our gifts. What do we got to do? Let's go to the movies. And they all and the
yeah.
whole family can go to the movies. And I remember doing that with my in-laws. We went to go see, The Last Jedi, and I remember that was so much fun. Like, and the theater was packed. The movie had been out for a week. The theater was
Hmm.
sold out, and everyone was like had their blankets. Everyone was like in their pajamas because it
Yeah.
was Christmas. And I was like, this is amazing. And everybody was so pumped. It was the coolest thing. Oh, you know what? I
That's
just
really
remembered
cute.
what I was gonna say earlier
Uh,
before Maui rudely interrupted us. I'm just joking. But
Maui, James wants to tell you something.
I have a feeling the only thing we're going to hear about, thank you, Maui, for listening, is season 2 release date of Maul. I think Maul Shadow Lord is the only
Oh
thing they
yeah.
are going to announce between now and Celebration. They like
Oof.
there is no there I guarantee you there is no plan to announce a new show or a new movie between now and then. Starfighter is the only movie we are going to hear about until after Starfighter comes out. That is my prediction because they
Well,
are
yeah.
terrified right now that Star Wars cannot do well in theaters.
Well, the big question we all had was like, if this doesn't do well, are we going to get any more Star Wars movies after Starfighter? And it's looking more and more like no. I'll be
It's yeah,
so shocked if they announce another movie.
they're I I
Shocked.
I I don't think like I said we're not getting another announcement until after Starfighter. I think Starfighter at this point is the big like test. If that movie can do well, I believe Star Wars can keep going. If it doesn't do well, I think Star Wars is officially done in theaters. It can't they can't do
Don't.
it.
There's no
That's
way. There's no way.
there's always a way.
I don't think Dave Filoni would ever let that happen.
I
I
did
also don't think
Lucasfilm.
Josh D'Amaro would let that happen.
Lucasfilm is owned by Disney, and they
Yeah, I
know.
don't think Josh would do that. Trust me, I know Josh. He wouldn't do that.
Oh, you
The
know
way I
him
talk
personally?
about him. The way I talk about Josh would never do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say you sounded pretty personal there, but I don't know. But that's my
No,
prediction,
Josh,
and I hate to say that, but yeah.
what I think is going to happen is the way we experience Star Wars is going to change. The way we experience it in the theater. I really hope this was like a learning lesson and not
Agreed.
a decision making movie. Like a learning moment from this
Mm,
movie, not a decision making from this movie, right? Like we learned a lot from how we marketed. We learned a lot with how we talked about this movie and who we sent out and where we sent them, right?
yeah.
I'm hoping this was like data collecting and stuff versus, oh, this movie didn't do well. We're just gonna stick to streaming. And then maybe what they do is now it's like instead of it going to the theater, it's like it's a limited run in the theater where it's only open for one weekend
Yeah.
and then you have to rent it on Disney Plus.
Maybe.
And then now that weekend is gonna kill it because anyone who would ever wanna see it in the theater, it's like, "Well, I gotta go this weekend." And it's only like a very limited amount of screens,
Yeah.
right?
I hate to say it, but I think it's gonna change. Like if Starfighter is bad, I think that's it. That's my
Ugh,
prediction.
that's an awful
And
prediction, and I
it's
hope
an
you're
awful
wrong.
prediction. And I hope I'm wrong. Because I
So then let's
love watching
not.
Star Wars in theaters. But I
Yeah.
need people to go watch Star Wars movies in theaters. But
This
again,
this is
Lucasfilm
what I
needs to
was
get us
saying the
hyped for
other
these
day.
things. Yeah.
This is what I was saying the other day. I was like, "Just go see it. Just go see it in the theater."
Yes. Go
And
watch
stuff,
it.
and, like and if you don't like it, that's okay because eventually, like, if you go and it makes money, they're gonna keep putting things in theater and you will get something you like eventually. But if you don't go, it'll all stop and you'll
Yeah.
get nothing,
And then you're gonna be like,
you
how come they're
know?
not making any more movies? It's like, because you're not watching them. Like, how come what was it? The Acolyte. How come the Acolyte didn't get a season 2? Because you didn't watch it when it aired. Like, who cares if it was one of the most watched, streamed shows afterward?
But you know what? That's not on the fans. That's on Disney. They make too many quick decisions. They don't let anything breathe.
Yeah, they don't.
You
They
know?
get freaked out. And
They do.
what's
They're
funny
so reactive.
what's funny about that is sorry, Darth Ace on YouTube just said no beard shocked me. Yes, I do have a beard.
Take your
I
hat
do
off.
have
Take your hat off.
yeah, no, my
You
hair
guys
is
are
just
so
it's all
not
gonna
ready
come
for
down
this.
long. That's why I'm
No,
wearing
you
a
guys
hat
are
right
so
now.
not ready for this.
Okay, you don't have to
There's a
tell everybody
reason.
you don't have to tell everybody I'm bald right now, okay? So
You're
just stop
not
telling people
bald.
that. I'm not taking off the hat.
Oh
Not doing it.
man.
Not doing it. But
I know when you cold FaceTimed me, I was like, what the
it's like, who's this guy?
I said,
Who
who
is
is
this guy? And
What have you
where did
done with
get James's
James? Why do you
phone?
have his phone?
That's terrible. But
You can never cold FaceTime me again.
I'll have to warn you, like, hey, by the way,
Yeah,
I don't have a beard anymore, so just
I
go
know.
with it. But I it's funny because Disney will like the knee-jerk reaction, even if it's not even the right.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? Lilo and Stitch, the remake, live action remake,
2
made
days
a
later, we're
bunch
doing a
of
season 2,
movie.
guys.
Yeah, 2 days later, like sequel's already greenlit. It's fine. We're already doing a sequel. And it's like, guys, let it breathe. Like, let's see what the fans let's see what people are saying about it. Just because it makes a lot of money doesn't mean that's what people want. And people I did not like Lilo and Stitch, the remake. Like, it was terrible. It was horrible.
It was so cute.
The original one is amazing, and it stands
Well, yeah,
as a
it's an
great
animation.
yeah. But anyways, like I'm saying, Disney just has this knee-jerk reaction to everything, even if it's a good thing or a bad thing. They're like, "Oh yeah, we're doing this," and I don't know. Like I said, I'm not complaining about the movie.
You look so
Mandalorian.
stressed out right now.
I'm not complaining about the movie The Mandalorian and Grogu. I loved
No,
The Mandalorian
we're
and
not.
Grogu.
I don't think we're
I,
complaining at all. I think
I,
we're
I,
just trying to join the marketing department. That's what
we're
this
trying to join the
podcast
market.
is
Come on,
today.
Lucasfilm. Like, we want people hyped for these things. We want people
Yeah.
excited for these things. We want people
Help us
to feel
help
like
you.
help us help you, Lucasfilm. We want people to think if they don't watch this movie, they're missing out. You know what I mean? Like when
Yeah.
Star Wars came out in 1977, that was the thing. If you had not seen it, you were missing out on the biggest thing that ever happened. Unfortunately, Star Wars kind of set the bar high, and then everyone's been trying to top it. And then movies just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then we have this fatigue, mostly because of Star Wars. I'm not going to lie. But
I don't know if it's fatigue or if it's just like overthinking. People are just so like
yeah.
fans are overthinking it. Like I overthink things all the time. I need to like analyze it. Even like back in the day when I was just a listener to the podcast.
Whoa.
I remember I know. I remember I'd be on YouTube watching you guys and how fast would I comment with like theories and ideas and all these things of like, no, I think this is going to happen, or no, I hope this happens, and this seems like this, and this is connected to this. So even as fans, like we overthink it, let alone the people who are
Yeah, it's
making it
true.
have to be overthinking it, you know?
Unless you're Tony
So,
Gilroy, who figured out, I don't know what.
just don't
I
give
don't
an
know,
ish.
just don't give anything, and then you can just say, yeah, I need to just write this movie. This is your beginning, this is your middle, this is your end, this is how you end it because it has to end this way. So just do that, and then we get
Non-Star
Rogue
Wars
One.
people need to write with Star Wars.
I agree, but then you get people who are like, oh man, why can't you get a Star Wars? Because Star Wars fans are going to overthink it. Star Wars fans are going to really concentrate, like, how can I make this so good that everyone's going to love it? It's like you can't make it. Hey Kit, sorry, now my dog
Kit.
is being ridiculous over here. I guess that's my cue that we need to kind of wind this thing down.
Womp womp womp.
Womp womp.
Just
womp.
pick her
I
up.
know.
Pick her up, and her and Maui can podcast together.
Well, no, she's standing in the middle of the living room staring at.
Oh, she's demanding dinner.
Yeah. Well, no, I think she heard something in our hallway and she's like, what's going on? So she's being ridiculous right now. But yeah. Anyways, on that note.
Anyways.
That was fun.
Back to Deadpool.
This is fun.
Yeah.
Do you have fun?
Sometimes.
Do you want to play that game really quickly, the one you were talking about?
Okay, so it's like
Oh boy. Here
Okay,
we go.
we'll do a total of 3 characters. So
All right.
basically, I have 3 characters written down, their names, and I get what is that? 5 words, 6 words total to be able to get James to figure out who I have written down.
Oh no. And
Okay,
I don't know these,
so,
and I don't know what she wrote down. All
and he
right.
doesn't
Just want
know.
to throw that out there.
Okay, are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready. I'm nervous, but I'm ready. Oh boy.
This one's really easy. Snips.
Oh, that's Ahsoka.
Yeah, good job.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay. Balance.
Ooh. It's one or the other. I'm gonna say Ben Solo.
No. Okay, so
Oh, I'm
now
stupid. Oh, can I say it again? I feel like an idiot.
what is it?
It's Anakin.
No.
What? You said
Okay.
balance.
Yes. Okay,
All right.
ready?
Yeah.
So now so this is the second word for this one. Mortis.
I don't know their names.
He doesn't have a
it
name.
is it one oh the son or whatever his name is?
Oh my god.
What's his name?
He doesn't have a name, but it's not the son.
Oh my gosh.
Balance and Mortis.
Okay, so what was it?
The father.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I guess because he is in the middle, obviously. All right, I
Duh.
failed. All right,
Yeah. Do you want to do the
Okay.
last one?
sure.
Okay. Senator.
Amidala or Padme.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. See,
2 out of 3.
I,
Not bad. Not bad.
I know a few things.
But I didn't
Star
run out of
Wars.
words. So I
You
used
did not.
like you had one more word. So if you didn't get no, you had 2 more words. So if you didn't get Amidala, you would have had 2 more chances. You would have gotten 2 more words.
I did pretty good. Thank you.
Yeah, that's not bad. Was it fun?
right,
Did you have fun?
I did have fun, but I don't have anything prepared for you, so I'm gonna have to
See?
like come back and do it again.
How dare you?
I know.
I was so ready.
I know you were, but I don't have anything like prepared, so I'm just
Oh
gonna
well.
say, hey, thank y'all for listening for the Star Wars Stuff podcast. Please feel free to check us out on Instagram at Stuff Pod. Check us out on X at Stuff Pod. Check us out on Facebook. We have a Facebook group and a Facebook page. We like to post stuff. We like to people comment, people ask questions, and people share their Star Wars thoughts on there. So it's a lot of fun. We really enjoy it. We also have a Patreon if you want to sign up for our Patreon for exclusive content. Star Wars Stuff Podcast 2187.
James and I are planning a couple of podcast episodes for our Patreon. I think we'll do a free one, a free Patreon of like getting ready for Celebration from 2 LA locals. But then maybe we do like a top tier one where I do the whole episode in a Boston accent. And no, I'm not from Boston. I just really like doing that accent. So you have to pick an accent to do that whole episode in.
You can email us at starwarsstuffpodcast@gmail.com. And if you're listening to us on Apple or Spotify, please give us a 5-star rating or a thumbs up, and leave us a review. That helps out. And
only if it's 5 stars.
Only if it's 5 stars. I'm just kidding. You can leave whatever review.
If it's not,
you
no.
want.
If it's not 5 stars, we don't know you.
And for someone who put this in there, don't put logic in Star Wars. Like, what is that?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Someone wrote that a while back, and that's kind of funny. And if you want to, I'm not going to put that on there. Anyways, thank you all so much for listening.
Sabers. Go visit Legion Sabers. Today's like the last day to use stuff and get $5 off on top of your 20% off on the website.
Ooh, that's a good deal. So yeah, go to legionsabers.com. You get $5 off for putting stuff at checkout, but there's also a deal going on as well with them. So please
20% off.
go buy your lightsabers from Legion Sabers. They are amazing.
Mhm.
And on that note, my name is James. On behalf of Mary, thank y'all for listening.
Maui.
And Maui, of course. And may the force be with you.
Always.
I have friends everywhere.
This is the way.
They want a Wonka.
I can bring you in hot or I can bring you in cold.